Imagine waking up one morning to find that one of the world's largest game publishers, the company behind The Sims, Battlefield, EAFC, Madden NFL, and dozens of unforgettable franchises, is suddenly owned by an unexpected coalition of global investors. Not a movie studio, not a tech giant, not a competitor in the gaming space, but a partnership blending sovereign wealth, private equity power, and American investment firms. It sounds like the plot of a futuristic thriller, but in 2025, it became reality. Today, we're unpacking the real story behind a $55 billion deal. A deal that reshapes who controls the games we play, the stories we experience, and the digital worlds millions escape into every day. Electronic Arts has been part of gaming history for over 4 decades. Founded in 1982, it evolved from a small publisher into an industry giant shaping sports culture, online communities, and cinematic storytelling. But its 2025 buyout shocked even seasoned analysts. The price, $55 billion, wasn't just large. It was historic, the type of figure normally reserved for oil companies or telecom giants, not a gaming studio. EA's public stock traded at around $168, days before rumours leaked. When the buyout price was revealed at $210 per share, investors immediately understood something bigger was at play. A premium this large signals strong confidence or a strong strategic motive. 3 entities formed the acquisition team. 1. A global sovereign wealth fund managing over $1 trillion, aiming to diversify beyond oil and invest in emerging digital industries. 2. Silver Lake, a US private equity titan known for large-scale tech buyouts, restructuring companies, and driving rapid financial performance. 3. Affinity Partners, an American investment fund, smaller in size but influential in global networks and capable of unlocking partnerships. Together, they assembled a financing plan that included $36 billion in equity and $20 billion in debt arranged by major banks. This level of debt means EA will face heavy annual interest payments. For a gaming company, this is a high-pressure environment that prioritizes predictable earnings. Why does that matter? Because public companies answer to shareholders, but private companies answer to owners. And owners typically demand faster monetization, fewer financial risks, more reliable franchises, stronger recurring revenue streams. Going private also removes public scrutiny. No more quarterly earnings calls. No more revealing development delays. No more explaining missteps to millions of retail investors. EA will operate behind closed doors, guided by 3 financial powerhouses that expect results. But that raises the question, why invest this much money into gaming? Why now? To understand that, we need to zoom out, far beyond EA. Gaming is no longer the kid brother of Hollywood. It is now the dominant entertainment industry, larger than film and music combined. Let's look at the numbers. The industry is approaching $200 billion in value. It has 3.6 billion players worldwide, over half of all internet users. By 2030, analysts predict a market between $300 and $600 billion. Esports viewership rivals major sports leagues. EA alone reaches 700 million players, roughly 1 in 5 gamers on Earth. But it's not just about revenue. Gaming is powerful because it shapes social behavior, online communities, digital spending habits, cultural trends. Personal identity movies tell stories. Games immerse people in them. That immersion is what makes gaming strategically valuable. Countries with large youth populations, especially those working to diversify their economies, see gaming as a source of high-skilled jobs, a pathway to global cultural relevance. A way to expand technology ecosystems. A tool for tourism and global branding. A profitable export industry. Many nations have launched their own gaming growth programs, investing billions into mobile studios, esports arenas, development schools, cloud gaming infrastructure, AR/VR research. For countries whose economies rely heavily on oil, tourism, or a small set of industries, gaming represents a future-proof bet. Gaming is renewable, scalable, global, youth-focused, culturally influential. And unlike physical industries, it doesn't require pipelines, factories, or shipping fleets. Only digital infrastructure, talent, and investment. When you take this global shift and connect it to EA's massive reach, the acquisition begins to make sense. EA is not just a game publisher, it is a cultural powerhouse. And cultural power is something governments and investors value more than ever. Whenever a major entertainment company changes owners, people worry about what will happen to the creative side of the business. And EA's portfolio includes franchises defined by their creative identity.
We're taken under EA through
The gaming community fears that large-scale investment could lead to more monetization, stricter content filters in sensitive markets, fewer experimental games, priority placed on sequels over originality. These fears are not tied to any one country or region. They're tied to the nature of global business. Here are the pressures EA now faces. The debt problem. The $20 billion in debt puts EA on a financial treadmill. When debt is this high, companies often reduce risks, shorten development cycles. Games like The Sims have historically been safe spaces for players exploring identity and creativity. Any change, even subtle, can feel personal to long-time fans. Online discussions often include worries about toned-down features, concerns about future expansions. Whether these fears come true is unknown, but the concerns themselves show how deeply people emotionally connect with the games EA creates. Alright, so let's talk about what actually matters now. Because all the numbers, all the paperwork, all the official statements, that's the boring part. The real story happens after the deal closes, and honestly, this is where things get interesting and a little scary. Now that Saudi Arabia, Silver Lake, and Kushner's fund have taken over EA, the conversation shifts from why did they buy EA to what are they planning to do with it? Because trust me, nobody drops $55 billion just to continue business as usual. And I'm going to be real with you. I don't think this is about games at all. Entire entertainment districts. And now, one of gaming's biggest publishers in their portfolio. And whether you see that as exciting or terrifying, that's up to you. But one thing is clear, EA is going to change. Not in one big announcement, but in 100 tiny decisions. I want your take on this, because this is one of the biggest shifts gaming has ever seen. Do you think EA's future is in good hands? Or does this feel like the start of something we might regret later? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I want to see where the community stands on this. And hey, if you're enjoying the breakdown so far, hit that like button and subscribe, because the next part goes even deeper. Stay with me. It gets crazier from here.